powerful tool that gives you control of your money, that creates peace of mind. I'm going to tell you in just a little bit. I'm going to give you some clues on how this really helps and what it does for you. So if you're joining me, welcome. So glad you are here. My name is Carissa, and I am over at Change Your Finances, where I absolutely love to help women overcome money struggles and gain financial peace with a biblical perspective. I believe we were all given a gift and God wants us to use it, but so often money struggles hold us back. And I was there too. So I want to dedicate my life and help other women get out of the place where I was and have confidence with handling their money and have peace of mind. So tell me, what is a powerful tool that you can use that is a key component in reaching your money goals? I would love to know your answers down below because I want to walk this through with you. The powerful tool is a budget. And I know for a lot of people, when I say the word budget, it brings up all kinds of like scary feelings and negative feelings. I was there too. I felt the same way for years about budgeting. But here's what I found out. As I, figured out how to budget correctly, because before I was not doing it, I had this pile of receipts and was trying to figure out where my money had gone like 3 months before. That's not budgeting. And I also wanted to see my family. I wanted to do different things with my family. And so I knew I had to figure out how to handle money. So I dove into a budget. And what I found was a simple budget is where you're in control and you just tell your money where to go. So the basic thing, and if you guys want a worksheet, I'll give you a worksheet. Let me find it. The basic way to set up a budget, and I like to use a prioritized budget. I find it works incredibly well. Simple to set up, super easy to stick to, easy to close out, and it really helps you to make steady monthly progress on your money goals. So the worksheet, let me see if I have it here. I don't have it. I'll give it to you guys in a minute. But here's the thing, like when you are telling your money where to go, you are in control. And what I have found is all you have to do with a budget is list your income for the month. So if you're just basing it off of your income, or if you and your spouse are working, write down all of your income. And then all you need to do, and this is the simple part, like it's so simple, it feels like it should be more complicated, but I've tried the complicated ones and they don't work. So the simple way of doing it is you list your income at the beginning. Then you list all of your expenses. And your goal is to use up all of your income. Now, I'm not saying all of your income on bills. I'm not saying that at all. I want you to use up your income. And by that, I'm saying telling every single dollar where to go so that you know you have a plan for it. And if you list all of your monthly bills and you do it in a prioritized manner, I'll get to that in just a second. But the goal is whatever savings goals you have, whatever debt goals that you have, those are included too. So how many times are you like, I'm going to pay off, or I'm going to save this much money. You know, I figured it out on paper. I'm going to save this much money at the end of the month. And then you're not tracking it and you're not paying attention and life happens and you're like, where'd that money go? Now I don't even know if I have enough money to go to the grocery store. And you feel I always felt super disappointed in myself, discouraged, felt like I couldn't do it. Well, I'm telling you, that's not helpful for you with your own, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your finances, but it's also not helpful with your finances. And so here's a better way to do it is the prioritized budget. Let me get a drink. You take your income, you put it at the top of the page, you go down and you list everything in order of priority. So I always like to start with 4 things, because when I moved these 4 things up to the top of my budget, it made such a difference in being able to stick to it, in having enough money for everything, and being able to make progress on my money goals. And it got rid of so much stress. So those 4 things. So your income at the top, and then you draw a line and you write down food, how much you spend on food, how much you spend on lights and water, how much you spend on housing, and the 4th thing is how much you spend on transportation. Because when you have these 4 things, which are the essential things for you and your family to live, and when these are taken care of and you know that you have enough money for those, a ton of money stress just melts away. And I'm all about changing your perspective on finances, getting rid of that money stress. Can I get a yes and amen? Because life is stressful already. We don't need that money stress. So you want to take care of your family's needs first. So I always start with those. And again, that's food, lights and water, housing, and transportation, so that you know your family's needs are taken care of. When you do that, the next thing you do, so you have your income at the top of the page, you have these 4 essentials: food, lights and water, housing, and transportation. What you do at that point is you see how much you have left, and you just start listing all of your expenses, and you list your expenses in order of priority. I like to ask myself, so if I only have enough money after I pay food, lights and water, housing, and transportation, what do I pay next? What's one thing I pay next? And then I put that next. And then I ask myself the same question. If I only have enough money for one more thing, what gets paid next? And you go all the way down the list, making sure all of your expenses are on there, making sure any of your payments, your debt payments are on there, making sure any savings goals are on there. And the goal is to have your income at the top of the page, have food, lights and water, housing, and transportation. Those all get paid first. Have everything else in order of priority. Once you do that, and you do that even with extra money. So if you get to the end and you're like, well, I still have $300 left. Okay, so don't just leave it in your checking account, because how many, and tell me if I'm, if this happens to you too, if I'm not intentional with my money and I just put it in my checking account, it grows wings and flies away. Can I get a yes and amen? Does that happen to you guys too? Because if I'm not intentional with earmarking it or putting it into savings or having a name for it, it just flies away. So I like to get to the end of my prioritized budget, and I've listed all my expenses. And if I have extra money, I'm going to assign it to do something. I'm going to assign it to go into a certain savings account, or maybe you're paying off debt, so you want to go towards a certain bill that you're paying off. Whatever it is, you want to give a name to it. You don't want to just leave it in your checking account and tell yourself that you're going to do it. No, you give a name, you write it on paper, and that's all a budget is. So it's writing your income down, writing the 4 things: food first, lights and water, housing, transportation, and then ordering everything else, all of your expenses, all of your bills, all of your savings goals, all of your debt, everything else in order of priority, so that you end up with income minus expenses equals 0. And I like it. It works so well. I'm going to get the worksheet for you because I wasn't prepared. There was so much traffic when I was coming home. It took me like an hour and 20 minutes, which was crazy. So let me get that for you. But that's all a budget is. It's not scary. And what I found, because I was super scared with my budget, I was scared of a budget because I thought it was like this neon sign saying how much I was failing with money, that I was never going to make it, and all the things. And I thought that for a long time. But as I got into this and as I figured out the prioritized budget, it made life so much easier. There's so much less stress. I didn't have all of that angst about having a budget. But here's the thing, like once I started doing this, and there's a comment for the prioritized budget worksheet. There it is. And That's the same tool I use today. That's what I just walked you through with income. And then next is food, lights and water, housing, and transportation, and then everything else in order of priority. So there is that. And what I found that this did for me, having a prioritized budget, one, it took away a lot of the stress. Because when you know where your money is going, a whole lot less stressful than like, I think I have enough money. I'm not sure. I hope I do. I hope, and you just have no idea where your money is going. That's stressful. So get rid of that stress by setting up a simple prioritized budget. It gives you peace of mind because now you know exactly where all of your money is going and you know what to do with it. You know how to manage it. And so you have gotten control back because you're the one telling your money where to go instead of just wondering where it went. And someone told me, a reader told me, she says, I love a budget because it gives answers to questions not yet asked. And I thought that was brilliant. The budget gives answers to questions not yet asked. I can't talk today, but it's a great saying because you know where your money's going. And so if something comes up, like a car repair, my husband's working on my car this week and, there's an extra tool that needs to be bought. There's whatever it is, how car repairs go. I have money. I have a line item inside my budget for car repairs. And so when a car repair comes up and he needs extra money for the tools or whatever the parts he needs, I have it. So I don't have to wonder if I'm going to have the money. I already have it. A prioritized budget makes sure it guarantees that you're always going to have food and money for housing and lights and water and transportation so that you can survive and your family can survive and all the rest of it. Yes, I want you to pay all your bills. And yes, it's important to pay everything. But, the rest of it, if you were able to pay for your lights and water, your housing, your transportation, and your food, and then something else didn't get paid, such as a credit card bill. And hear me, I'm not advocating that you don't pay your credit card. But let's just say if I don't, my family's still going to survive. And that's the point of a prioritized budget. Like you want your family to survive. You're here to change your finances for a better future for them, right? And so you want to make sure that they have everything they need. And what I also found, and this is what gets me so pumped up about budgeting and having a budget, prioritized budget. I love it. It makes me so happy to get to the end of the month and close it out, is because I have found that this simple little prioritized budget, I dropped the worksheet in there, changeyourfinances.com/prioritize your budget. That simple little worksheet is a powerful tool to reaching your money goals. It's a powerful tool to reach your money goals because first of all, you know where your money is going. You're telling your money where to go. Second of all, you're being intentional with it because in the way I teach you how to kind of close out your budget. This gives you a really good framework to check in. I check in a couple times a month. Once you set it up, it really takes maybe 15 minutes a week to check in on it and make sure things are getting paid, make sure that you're tracking everything and you're still on track. But then at the end of the month, I do spend a little bit more time, close out everything. And so here's what I love. I already had line items for savings goals. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm saving my 3-month emergency fund. That's what we're working on. We also have other things, car repairs, whatever. I keep saying car repairs because my car is getting fixed right now. And that's on top of my mind. But I already have money earmarked for my savings goal. And when I close out my monthly budget, if I had budgeted, let's say $70 for my cell phone bill and it came in at $66.74, I then skim off that extra money. And so even though I had budgeted 70, I did not use 70. So I take that extra money and I'm usually able to get a couple $100, depending on the month and depending on what I spent. But I'm usually able to skim off quite a bit of money because I kind of budgeted up a little bit. And so then I put it into savings immediately and transfer it immediately to savings. And so I have found that not only it gives me a guideline for each month and the month expenses, but it also helps me make incredible progress on a monthly basis on my money goals. I'm going to give you the whole, this is a post. If you were trying to take notes, don't worry, go here, changeyourfinances.com/confidently create an easy budget. And this will give you all the notes that I'm talking about right here. And so with a prioritized budget, I do credit it for being one of the key components in, we paid almost $79,775 for my husband's school. And we saved up that and paid that in cash. If we weren't doing a prioritized budget, then we wouldn't have been able to do that. I bought my car last summer. That's now being fixed. I bought it last summer and I paid cash for it. And a budget was the one that helped us get there. Budget has helped us when we moved into the rental house a year ago. We were able to have the money for moving. We've gone on vacations. For our 10-year anniversary, we went to Jamaica, which was so much fun. But a prioritized budget allowed us to be able to do that. We're also working on our emergency fund. And so again, having a prioritized budget really makes it easy to make monthly progress on your money goals. Instead of like hoping that you get it all paid off, hoping you save all this much money, and then you get to the end of the year and you're like, I didn't do it. And it's so frustrating. Get on a prioritized budget. Let me answer a couple of questions because some people, and if you guys have questions, throw them in. People say a few things. I don't know how to budget, or I failed at budgeting. Believe me, I was there too. This is why I created this, because everything I had learned, everything I figured out about handling money, I wanted to make it simple for myself, to be honest. And then when I saw it worked for myself, I started sharing it with other people. So it's written from a place of simple, easy to understand, easy steps to follow, because I want you guys to be successful and confident with handling your money, because you guys have so much good to do with your money. And if you're changing your finances, which is why you're here, and I'm so glad you're here, you want to have a better financial future for your family. So you need to start with a prioritized budget. And this is the thing that's going to be the tool. It's going to be the key in helping you reach all of these things much faster than you would if you didn't. Let me give you a couple of resources. So if you need some help with setting up a prioritized budget, you can get all of the resources. I have a 7 simple steps to make an easy monthly budget class, and I walk you through all the details of, today was kind of just a quick summary of how to do a prioritized budget, but I walk you through, give you lots of income examples, give you how to do it, how to set it up, how to track it, how to close it out, what to do if you're behind. So the 7 simple steps is inside my Change Your Finances bundle. The 7 simple steps is $27, but if you get the Change Your Finances bundle, that's $29.97. And you get the 7 simple steps. You get monthly budget worksheets, which are super easy worksheets to fill out, set up your prioritized budget, everything you need for the month, and to close it out. All the worksheets you need. You get that. You get Budgeting Made Easy, Thriving on Any Income, which is my ebook that helps you navigate all aspects of living on a budget once you've set it up. How to pay off debt, how to save money, how to deal with an irregular income, what to do with emotional self-care. So that's in there. You get the Pay Off Your Debt Challenge, because I have found that a lot of people want to pay off their debt and they just really don't know how. They don't have a plan. And so this is a combination of a really powerful workbook, video lessons, lots of resources for you to really set up a really solid plan on paying off debt and to be able to pay it off quickly. It's the most effective way I found. In fact, a lot of the women who have gone through it have paid off tens of thousands of dollars in a couple of years using the method that I teach. You get that, and you get how to set a realistic grocery budget that your family, based on what your family actually eats, because that's another thing that will trip up the budget. So you get all of those resources. It's like an $84 value for $29.97, and that's all inside the Change Your Finances bundle. But I have found that the biggest thing to changing how I approach money and my whole attitude about money and how I felt about it. And then 2, reaching my money goals is a prioritized budget and really ordering my expenses by order of priority. And this is what I have found has been the most effective, and it has helped me, and it's helped over 1,500 other women who've gone through my resources, and it's really helped them gain confidence with handling money, which is why I'm here, why I've dedicated my life to helping other women who were in the same place I was, stressed out and scared. And to see these women being confidently handling their money, having peace of mind, having freedom, and that just makes it so worthwhile. So if you're ready to change your finances, if you need a little bit of guidance, a little bit of step-by-step, I break everything down step-by-step. I bring faith into it because I also know that prioritized budget has been super helpful. So has so has managing my money in the way that God has intended. Both of those have been so incredibly helpful at changing how I feel about handling money, from being scared about it to now being super excited about closing out my budget, because I know I've made progress on my money goals that month, and it's so exciting. So I want to see that happen for you guys. Get the class, I'll show you, or get not the class. If you're looking for the post, go here, changeyourfinances.com/confidently create an easy budget. That's the post. And I will show you the bundle again. If you need the tools and resources that have helped other women that you want to take advantage of, changeyourfinances.com/bundle. You can get all of those for $29.97. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And here is to you and to changing your finances. And it all happens with one small step at a time. You guys have a great night. I will talk to you again soon.